G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. So I've actually been at work every day since like mid-January. It's now early March, but I was looking forward to having a day off today, and then like because the no prep was yesterday, so I had the mad rush, got the car ready, got the event done, and I was like, yeah, sweet, have day off. And then sitting at home and I was like, now that I don't have to be at work, I don't feel burnt out about going to work, so here I am again. I really want to do the power steering reservoir delete relocation, and I really want to get the trans brake bump feature sorted, which is adding in a solid state relay and wiring it in like that. Two reasons why I didn't do either of those before the no prep. One, power steering res looks cool, absolutely functionless, so was not a priority at all. And I didn't want to like remove the plastic res and then go, oh, it's the wrong fitting or something's wrong or break something. Then I have to buy a power steering pump, you know, the week before the event and stress out about it. So I was like, nah, don't worry about it, do it afterwards. And the same as the trans brake. Trans brake works totally fine, just doesn't have a bump. I didn't know it was Pro Tree when I got there, and they're like, it's Pro Tree. I was instantly like, so laggy car, Pro Tree, need a bump. So I need to be able to get into that first bulb, build boost, bump into the second bulb, then I'm ready to go. It doesn't matter how laggy the car is at that point. So going to try and do both of those today. It's already 1 o'clock, so we'll see how that goes. But either way, going to start with the power steering res, just because I really want to see what this bay looks like with that deleted, or relocated, sorry. So I'm just going to rip straight into that and start with that and see how that goes. All right, so I think my best bet here is going to be pull the intake pipe off, take the belt off, see if I can unclip this and remove it with the pump in place. Otherwise, I'm going to have to disconnect the hoses and do it, unbolt the pump from the car and do it in a vise or something. So I've never done it before, so we're going to be learning together. I've never had one of these reservoirs off the pump. Obviously, I've had pumps off because this pump was off 2 weeks ago. But yeah, we're going to delete this first, see if we can suck the fluid out, try not to make as much mess as possible. May even just put a Coke bottle under the bottom of the res, let it all come out with gravity, and then unscrew the return hose down at the bottom and put a little bucket under the car. And then hopefully we don't leak all the fluid straight onto the alternator, which is what I'm trying to avoid. But might be able to just use a bit of cardboard to cover that. So let's try and suck this fluid out first, see if I've got anything. All right, with the intake off, get a better look at that. That's directly above the alternator, so I don't want to remove it from there. I'm going to remove it from there lower, and then it's going to hopefully drain all the fluid out of here into my bucket down there, my handy bucket. All right, let's see how that goes. Well, I've obviously managed to get the perfect camera angle to show everything I just did and forgot to hit record. So I took that lower hose off, let it drain, and then put a bolt in it so it doesn't keep leaking everywhere when I try and pull the res out. But obviously none of that was on video because I didn't hit record. So now I'm going to try and work out how to get the actual reservoir off the pump, which I've never done before. It just looks like there's a clip though. So I might put the cap back on, unbolt the pump, and try and do it away from on top of the alternator. Alright, it looks like you just got to remove that clip, flick it up, slide it off, and then I think this will pop out. So I'll give that a go. Don't know if I'll be able to film doing that, but I'll try.
One eternity later.
Alright, one bracket off. Going through the pulley. I can't see what I'm doing there because the camera's in the way now. Alright, good enough. That'll probably come off by hand. Yep, off by hand. Now we're gonna hold this as far forward as we can, move my bucket And then we're going to try and pull this res off and not leak all the fluid onto the alternator. Awesome. No fluid. Now I'm not sure if I need that O-ring in there or not, but I'm going to bolt this pump back up. I probably will eventually end up doing a pressure hose sort of AN fitting setup, because that sensor is really ugly there. So I'll probably end up changing that out too at some point, so that I can remote mount that pressure sensor. Click. Alright. So I'm just going to quickly Google if I need to remove that seal, that blue seal. I'm guessing so, but I'm going to look it up and see if I do. Has been confirmed. Get rid of the blue seal. Now I'm thinking I'll do it on an angle like that. Hose will then go down. Probably should have got a 45 or something, but hose will basically go down here under the cooler pipe, back up here. Tank will be mounted here, and that should be able to just go. I might actually need to move this so that it can be a more direct. Alright, but I'll deal with that later. I'm just gonna get the fitting in, mount the tank, make the hose. Alright, slight bungle up with fittings. I was planning on using this banjo orb, but the way it works, it needs to actually sit flush for that to seal, because there's nothing to actually retain the banjo part. So trying to make that work on that welded on orb, which is raised, does not work because it's way bigger than that and it just pops off. So gone back to the supplied straight. Other option was I could just get an orb to -6 flare and I could still go and try and use that fitting, but I think I'll be able to get away with just using this straight. If not, I will just run down a 1320, get a orb to flare, and then might even switch out that with a 90. But anyway, this is going to get mounted right here. So I've already marked one hole just there. So with that mounted there, that hose should have enough room to bend. If not, I will use either that 45 or go get a 90. But either way, we'll see how that goes. Now I have bent that flat to sort of get it a little bit out of the way, but it may end up getting relocated. Reservoir mounted. Just got one bolt in it for now. I'm just going to shut the bonnet, make sure it shuts. Make sure it doesn't push it down. Should be alright though, because I mean, the battery would sit, you know, yay high anyway. So just going to shut the bonnet. See what happens. Yeah, I reckon we're going to have plenty of room, but ooh, maybe not plenty. Let's shut it and see if it hits it. Alright, it was too close to call, so the only grease I have here is ARP lube, but see if it touches the bonnet. I reckon it does, because it looks like it sits up. Moment of truth. Has Bentley learnt from his lesson with the EMAP sensor? Nah. Why do I always do things and then check if they fit? Might have to lower that a bit, but we're starting to run out of real estate here. Other option is we go further back and we get more clearance. How hard is it actually hitting? Pretty hard. Right, here's solution one, bigger hole. So to let it sit lower, and we'll see how that goes. Now I did put this hose on the fitting. It can bend quite a fair bit before it kinks, so we should be sweet. But worst case, we'll get the orb and the 90 or a 45 on there. Alright, let's see how that went. Alright, barely touches. Barely touches, so we're good. And she's fully mounted, so it ain't moving. All good, moving on. I think I'm gonna need to get an orb and a 45 or a 90 on it, because it does bend a fair bit. But I think I'm just gonna, I should probably race to 1320 now and just get the fitting. And then at least I know it's good. Righto, 1320 run later, got the male to male orb to flare and a 90. So let's see if this works any better. I do also already have a 45, so also grab some clamps so I can clamp it properly. The fitting that I had on there, the straight, The barbs were further up, so I could use a normal clamp, but I'm not going to use a hose clamp on this. I'm going to use E-style because there's barbs the whole way down. Alright, that's going to work way better. There is way more room for activities. Can fit my hand under there now, so that will not kink at all. Cancel that. These clamps did not fit over the hose once it's in the fitting. I assume you're probably supposed to fit them on first, so we went with a regular clamp. You see how much that bulges out. So it's just a return line, so it's probably not even going to leak even without a clamp, but anyway, it's there. Hose routed, loops under here, under the cooler pipe, loops around under the oil drain and to the return from the rack. So that one's done. This fitting's been sitting in the freezer. I'm going to go get it and smack it in. Then I just got to make a hose from there to there and we're done. Rightio, here's one I prepared earlier, nice and freezing. Just going to chuck the compound on it and smack it in. I definitely lost my little tub of retaining compound, but I've got Loctite 620 anyway, which is retaining compound, so I'm just going to go with this. I refroze that fitting because I just spent 20 minutes looking for the little tub and remembered that I had this, so I'm going to go get the fitting again and try and smack it in. Compound applied with a torch. That's in there pretty good. I should probably have got a 90-degree fitting there and bring it straight off like that. It'll probably make more sense. I'll see if I've got one. Alright, you guessed it. I did not have anything else, so straight it is. So we're going to go under that. And up to there. On the other side of that. Under that, up to there. I don't know if you can see it, but that dash 6 waterline is really in the way. So I'm just going to roughly work out where this goes. Give it a little bit of a chop. And give it a chop right there. I'll loosen that dash 6 and see if it can push down anymore. But I doubt it. My hose is fully made, both ends. Let's see if she fits. Right, I'm going to move that dash 6 up now because that's actually going to work better. They're no longer touching, well they were touching, but there's no strain on that at all. It just wants to sit like that now. That sits good. Loops around, goes under here. Not bad. Alright, fill it with oil, see if it works. Now this should probably be really hard to bleed, but I think if we just fill this with oil, it should fill. Start the car a few times, steer it a bunch, see what happens. Bit of this stuff, had this kicking around since I bought the grey BA, I think. Just going to start the car and see what happens to the level. Actually, I think I'll just let it gravity bleed a little longer because I don't want the pump sucking dry. So it did drop already. So this is probably over full now. It's probably about here. Just going to put the cap on, start it, see what happens. I suspect it's going to either suck it down and all good, or it's going to fill up and not suck and spray everywhere. Alright, well nothing really seems to be happening in there. It has sucked the level down to about here. going to start steering it and see what happens. Now, if you did hear a horrible ratcheting noise, that was actually the builders next door. The builders next door are actually screwing shit into wood. So as soon as I started it, I heard a horrible noise and thought something was wrong, but I don't think it was me. Now it's slightly red already, which means it is circulating because someone had put red fluid in this system before. That's only just compound, no oil. So I think we're good. No oil out of the bottom of the res. No oil out of those fittings. This return line doesn't look to be leaking at all. Just a bit of smuts from what was pre-existing. Well, here's the finished product. So that is so much better looking. A couple things, I reckon I bruised it. It's got a little dent on it. Affects the anodizing. So if I did it again, I would definitely try and use a soft hammer off the car and just smack it in. Or press it. 2, this must have happened at the no prep. Didn't realise that. Literally just saw it then when I was putting the intake back on. So it's not touching. Like, I don't know why that would have got so hot. Unless it was already melted from the dyno and I put this on without realising, but I don't think so. I will go back and watch my video. Anyway, much more room for activities and much less white plastic in the engine bay. So there's the final shot. Pretty happy with that. Yeah, engine bay is pretty much done now. For a while anyway, not much more to do. Definitely bit off more than I could chew today. It's 4:30 now, and I need to go home because, yeah, it's my Sunday effectively. So, solid state relay another day. Yeah, next weekend. Then we'll test the bump. That'll be it for this video. That took way too long, but the results are awesome. That bloody looks sick. So anyway, catch you on the next video and see you then. Bye.